All right. Good morning, good day, and good evening to each and everyone who's out here trying to make passive income or create extra income by having this as a side hustle or using this as a means to retirement or just trying to add to your overall income journey. All right. So this is YieldMax Mindset here. We're coming to you. Um, this is going to be week 42. Man, we're approaching week 52 here in about 10 weeks. Wow, that'll be a year. All right. So, here we're going to talk about our Robinhood portfolio. As you all know, on my last video, I said that we will be getting paid out for Group B on June the 20th. But I was mistaken. There was a holiday, Juneteenth, and therefore things got pushed out one day. So those that were expecting to get paid on Friday and didn't, you will get paid on Monday. And if you have a Robinhood account, that's going to be Monday evening. So in essence, you're getting paid twice this week. You'll get paid the 23rd, and we'll be getting paid from Group C on the 27th. So that's one of the pluses. We're getting paid twice this week. And some of you, and it's good for some of you all who had a big position and maybe Group B and C. So yeah, I forgot. That was my bad when I made the video. Just a simple mistake. Get so used to getting paid out on Fridays, you think it's gonna happen every Friday, but they do that when they have a federal holiday. They'll push it out, delay it because the market is closed. All right. So we're going to review our Robinhood portfolio, hit our Charles Schwab, hit the Excel sheet, and Snowball analysis Q&A. And I'm going to show a small example using ChatGPT, how it can help you figure out some data when it comes to investing. Just a small snippet. I'm not diving as deep in it because I'm still learning to use ChatGPT, and I just started using it here the last few weeks on my phone, just randomly asking it some stuff, and I'm like, I've used it to do some stuff for church, to be honest. So it's coming in handy. I'm liking it. I gotta figure out how to utilize it to its maximum potential, but I gotta get used to using it. All right, so let's hit our Robinhood portfolio here. All right, so as you can see now, of course, we know in the news there was a a situation in Iran where their nuclear sites got bombed by us here in the United States, and so that's going to cause perhaps some disruption in the stock market. We're anticipating. Um, let's see here. If we look at the pre-market right now, showing it's negative 78. It was in the hundreds, so things may we may be able to absorb that, keep moving. All right, it may be a buying opportunity if you see some dips early in the market. If there's some ETFs or just some stocks in general you're looking for, you may be able to catch it on a pullback. All right, so as you can see live, we're up $272. Today, we're down $429. I think earlier, around 7 when I checked it, it was down almost 2K. So it's pulled back. Pulled back today. All right, so for the week, we are up $7,418. For the month, we're up $6,554. For the 3 months, we're up $19,051. Year to date, we're up $6,842. Past year, we're up $29,463. an all-time. We're currently at $22,200. All right. So this is what the last week has looked like. Going up. It's been good. For a month now, we've been steady climbing in the market. My positions have been doing pretty good, surprisingly, because I was literally at 7,000 with a message saying near margin, and then in a matter of a week, it changed just that quick. All right, so you can see here our buying power is at $52,580. All right. You can see we have total margin available $110,675, and we have used $58,095. This pending orders of dividend reinvestment, probably XPay for me. We see our buffer. Our buffer now stands at 19,806 at 31%, which is nice. Nice little cushion there. Interest rate is at 5.5%. Here's the rates. Anytime you over 50,000, it's if you're less than 50,000, it's 5.75%, and if you're over 50,000 to 100,000, it's 5.5, and it continues all the way up to 50 million. You can get it at 4.70, right? So if the Fed and in the coming months decide to lower interest rate, this will be lower. All these will be lower, right? And for those that are seeing this video for the first time, if you're using gold and you're on margin, Robinhood margin, the first $1,000 is interest free with gold membership. All right. So, I had stated in the prior video, if I'm not mistaken, that at some point I was going to have to make a withdrawal and start paying down this debt that I have outside of Robinhood. It's not including the margin, just regular debt that I accrued over the years. All right. So if everything goes according to plan, I don't know how the market is going to be this coming week, but if everything goes according to plan, this buffer is at 19 right now. I'm going to make a withdrawal Friday, probably right after the market close. If I'm not mistaken, I think this one I'm going to do it right after the market close. I'll probably make that withdrawal because I'll also be getting paid this week with Coney. As you know, I have 8,000 shares. I don't know. I'm not a technical analysis, but I'm anticipating Coney maybe paying out 75 cents, maybe more, between 75 cents and a dollar. But anyway, um, I'm going to make a withdrawal. You can see the available here is 19. So I'm not going to withdraw that whole 19. If this is still here, and let's say it comes down no more, maybe 15 due to the things that happened over the weekend with the Iran bombing. If it stays steady at this 19, I probably will withdraw the whole amount I need to clear one payment of a credit card, and I'll show you that just a little bit on the Excel sheet. If it drops under 15, then I probably will only do half that amount and send it to my bank and get that paid. All right. So let's check out our dividends that we would have got paid last week, but we're going to get paid tomorrow, right? All right. Well, let's look at my two major positions first. All right. Well, I always like to do that, which is going to be Coney. Coney stands right now at 8.93. It's down 0.05 0.05 cent right now. Let's see here. So this is what Coney's been doing. It was 7.79. Let's see what it's been doing for the last month. So at one point in time, back in May, was at 9, almost 9.11. Oh, I know what happened. We had two payments in May, the month of May, right, for Coney, and then it was here. All right. Looks like it's got as low as 7.55 on June the 13th. Um, I think that's when I was contemplating buying the remaining 2,000 shares, but I wanted to wait until the EX date, um, and I wanted to get this next payment for my margin to help bring down my margin as well. But it's time to make a move. It's time to start paying down this debt. All right, so you can see right now with Coney, we stand at a market value at $71,440. We are currently down 23,468. We were down almost 32,000, but in the past week, Coney has made some upside because of Cohen. Cohen, I think, jumped maybe. Let's take a look at Cohen right quick. Let's see here. Because we know Cohen got added to the S&P 500. Of course, as soon as I saw that, right, I went and bought another 2,000 shares. Is that right? 2,000? No, 1928. Because I had 6,072 shares. And I borrowed 1,928, and that brought it up to 8,000. And I didn't think I would probably be buying any, but circumstances have changed. My buffer's changed. The buying power has changed. And Coney, also, let me get back to Coinbase. So Coinbase is, look like for the past month, it's been in this range, right? Then all of a sudden, Coinbase just went up, boom, almost 50 dollars in the past week. So it's had, I think they acquired a company and some other stuff that's been going on with Coinbase. Oh, I heard something about maybe a stable coin type deal. Let's see here. Um, Coinbase, this is just 16 minutes ago. Coinbase has secured MiCA license exploring crypto services across EU. This was June the 20th. Coinbase wins European. Also, they're doing some more licensing. And how is Coinbase stock performance? I thought they're not showing that any news, but there was something else I thought in the news. But anyway, they did something about a stable coin, uh, and it's causing Coinbase to move up. As you can see here, the 52-week high is 349. It stands at 305. So it hasn't gotten back to its all-time high, but it's getting there. And this is without Bitcoin making its bull run, so to speak. All right, so where was I? Coney. All right, so we have 8,000 shares and average cost of 1186, and we have 52 in buying power. And so so this right here, 30%, if I figure this correctly, this is how they determine maintenance requirement. 30% of this here is 21,432. Let's see. I think that's how I did it. Let's see here. 440. Let's see. I would do this times 30%. 71. Is it 440 times? What did we say? Minus? Yeah, we said. I forgot what we said. Minus 30%. All right, so there it is. So 71 market value. If you see this required ratio, 30% of that is this. And so this is what I would have to maintain in this Coney account. I'll have to maintain $21,432 right here, if I'm not mistaken, before I believe this would be in question of getting maybe margin call or something like that. And then sometimes as this goes down, sometimes this does shrink a little bit. But anyway, so what? Oh, so I got while I got Coney pulled up. Let's do this. ChatGPT. Let's put this question in there. All right, since we're here in Coney, right? All right. So my question is, if I had 8,000 shares, which I do, actually it's 8,032. Let's do that. So that's the actual number of shares I got. All right. So if I had 8,032 shares at an average cost of 11.86, I believe that's my average cost, 11.86, and I wanted to acquire 2,000 more shares at 7.75, what would be my new average cost, and what would be the total cost of the 2,000 shares? So Coney right now is at 8.93. So if Coney paid out $1, that would be 7.93. Um, Paid out 75 cents. That still is going to be over $8. But if you got some pull down in the market not doing so good, may be able to get it. I would love to try to get it one last time at that price of 7.75. But anyway, let's get back here. It's wishful thinking. We might be able to get it. We'll get it at 8. Because last time I got the 1,928 shares, I believe I bought it at 803 or 805. So that's probably where I end up getting again if I do this. All right. So this is using ChatGPT. Let's see what she does. All right. So it says let's calculate both. All right. So again, if I had that many of shares of Kona at the average price of 11.86, and I wanted to acquire 2,000 more shares at 2,000 more shares at 7.75, what would be my new average cost, and what would be the total cost of the 2,000 shares? So, excuse me. It's saying total cost of acquiring 2,000 shares at 7.75, and multiply that and got 15,500 total cost. All right. It says the average cost after purchasing 2,000 more shares. It says you currently have 8,032 shares at 11.86. That's a total number of it. That's a total investment of 8,032 times 11.86, 95,280. It says now adding 2,000 shares at 7.75, which is 15,500. Total new shares it's going to be 10,032. All right. Total new cost is going to be 110,780. So the new average cost is 110,000 divided by the number of shares, giving me a new average cost of $11.04. All right. So final answer, total cost of new shares is 15,500. New average cost per share after purchase is 11.04. So that's how ChatGPT can help you when it comes to investment. As you can see, my average cost is 11.86. So I know that if I had 2,000 shares, which is what I would like to get in my Robinhood account, that if I got that at 7.75, this would bring my new average cost down to $11.04. All right. Now, if I actually wanted, well, we ain't gonna do it. But if I wanted this average cost at, well, I'll tell you what. Let's see if we can do it. I don't know if I can. Let's see. Let's see here. All right. So got that. Let's see. Acquire 2,000 shares. How do I want to do this? Um, if I have 8,200 shares, 11 calls, and I want to acquire, nope, I don't want to acquire. Let's see here. I wanted to, let's see. What was I thinking? Oh, all right. Let's do this. All right. So if I had 8,000 shares of Coin at 11.86 and I wanted to get my average cost down to $10 per share. how many shares would I think that's what I want. So, all right. So, to find out the additional shares of Coney, you'll need to buy at a lower price. Example, $7.75 to bring down your cost to $10. We'll set this up. All right. So, given that number of shares, the average cost is 11.86. All right. So it's saying, okay, that's my total cost. You want your average cost to be $10 after buying X number of shares at 7.75. Well, I shouldn't have left 70.75 in there, but I guess it needed something. So the equation would be 95,000 plus the 775 divided by 8,032 plus X. Okay. So let's just skip all this, but if you want to see this formula that's here, I want to get to the answer. All right. So you would need to buy approximately 6,650 shares at $7.75 to bring your average cost down to $10 per share. And that's, I look like I'm not too far from getting to 10,000 shares, right? But it would have been nice to have an average cost of $10 because um, if Coney was to go back up to maybe $30, that'd be some nice profit. Even if it goes to $20, I've doubled my money, right? If I'm not mistaken. So, so that's those are questions you can ask ChatGPT and get the answer. Some of you all, I know some of y'all have questions, and sometimes you just ask ChatGPT and it does the math for you, making it easy for you. All right, so let's get on. All right, so Misty is right now at 2049. You have a market value of 15,391. We're down over $4,900 for our average cost of 2712. And y'all saying, wow, you should bring your average cost down. Well, this right here, 70%, 70% of that, I have to maintain this, but 70% of my buying power. So I got 52,000. So 70% of that would be 28,000. That's what I'm assuming. That's how they do that. So if I spent 28,000, was it 28,000? Which I can't do because then that will be all my buying power, and that can put me in margin call with spending all the 28. But let's just say I was crazy enough to do that and bought it at what's the price? 2049. That will give me an additional over 1,300 shares plus the 751. That will put me at 2117. But then I wouldn't have no more buying power because that 52 that I showed you earlier, all that would be gone because I would have bought it with this 28 because of the 70%. So that's why. So, but if this was down like 25 and 30, I would definitely be bringing down my average cost with Misty. All right. So now let's get to our group B that paid out dividends this week. Excuse me, last week. All right, let me move this up wait so I can see here. All right. So this is Platy, PLTY, and this is, let's see here. This is Group B. So we got Platy. So the positions I have right now is going to be Platy, Morrow, and OT, and YieldMax. So that's what I'll be getting paid out on Monday, tomorrow, today, since it's after midnight. Um, all right. So on Friday, we should be getting Group C, which for me is going to be AMD, Coney, Corvana, Hood, and of course the weeklies are going to be YieldMax and OT for me. All right. All right. So let's get back to Platy. Now we'll come down here and check out, well, market value is at 13,970. We're down just $337 for 66.55, 215 shares. And we definitely could buy some more here, but 70, 64. So this, so it came down on Friday. Should have got it here if I was going to buy some. But anyway. All right. So our buying history, there we go. Showing it pending. 215 shares at 326. It's going to give me $700. Excuse me. All right. The next one up is Maro. Maro. All right. You can see is at 2035. Oh, I don't have any in my Robinhood account, but I may have like 20 something shares in my Charles Schwab. So let's take a look right quick if I don't mind me jumping over there right quick. So I have 21 shares and it's paying out 326, I believe, right? I think that's what it's paying out off the top of my head. All right, so that's gonna be 21. So $68 for Morrow. All right, next we have Ulti, 623. Market value is almost 2,500. We're down over $1,100. Average cost of $912. We would love to get that down while it's in this price. I'm still a little reluctant on paying 40%, even though that's still considerable. 49 and 42, not much difference at 40%, but we'll see. Not just yet. I hope I don't regret it like I did Coney not getting at 775 and 750. All right, so next we have YieldMax at 1333. Market value is at 666. Not good, right? 50 cent. All right. So total return is a negative 112. Average cost is 15.59. 50 shares. Let's see here. Here we go. Pending. 50 shares, 14 cents, $7.12. And I forgot the guy's name. Is it Midwest Brother? I think he put me on IMRA and I missed. That's 60%. And that's 40%. Okay, so I might nibble on this one. I might nibble on that one. I don't know. But anyway, let's move right along. All right, so let's go back here. So here you can see my Charles Schwab count. Can y'all see that pretty good? Do I need to shrink it some? All right. All right, so you can see ETH, we got 10 shares, Kavana, 6 shares, Coney, we're up to 32, Morrow, we're up to 21, Misty, 14, Plady, SMCY, and Ulti. So that's where we stand in this count. We had put in 1810, and we also deposited another $100, and the rest have been dividends that we've reinvested. So, and plus the value of the account is up $42. That's the day's change. Let's see here. Gain and losses, $7.27, 25 cents. Is that where we stand? Because the day change is down 43. I guess, oh, well, yeah, gain and losses. But anyway, we're up in this account, waiting to get our other $2,600 so we can put in here. But they're slow on those refunds. All right, so let's hit our Excel spreadsheet right quick. All right, so all right, so you can see our active income for the month of June is at 37.92, and our passive income for the month of June is at 15.27. So I think The dividends is for last week was about $780, I believe. So that would add to this. I didn't do it because technically I hadn't got it yet, but I could have went ahead and put it in here. So the next time, this time next week, we'll have Group B and Group C. We'll have Platy and Coney dividends added in here. So you're gonna probably see a significant jump in here. It's the 700, and if Coney pays 75 cents, I think that's $6,000, right? Let's see, 8,000 times 0.75. Yeah, so that's 6,000 plus another 780. So you're looking at maybe $6,700 being added here. So that's going to put us at, hypothetically, that would put us at $8,300 for the month of June. All right. So that's just speculating, assumption. We don't know. All right. So our total active income for my employee is $26,179 minus tithes. Passive income year to date at $40,012. Combined income is at $66,191. Average income for active in, for my employer is 43. Passive is averaging 66 according to my calculation. Let's see here. Let's see if this margin, I think it's still the same because we ain't did anything. I want to make sure. Yep, still the same. All right, so this was our prior balance on our margin account, and I think it went up because we bought Hood. We bought Hood and Hui from Robinhood. All right, so everything is up to date. So we stand total debt is at $264,543. Our year to date interest is 13,279. Now, that's a lot because imagine if I was able to invest this 13,279 and getting the dividends off that. So this is what we're averaging per month right now, $2,600 in interest. All right, so what I mentioned earlier about withdrawing that money from Robinhood, this is what we're going to be targeting. We're going to target this one here. We're either going to take this lump sum if by Friday, if our buffer is still at around 19,000, we're going to go ahead and withdraw because we anticipate maybe $6,000 from Coney, right? So if we anticipating $6,000 maybe from Coney, plus we got other positions in Group C, right? So it's going to be a little bit more than 6,000. So when I did this earlier, I was basing it just strictly on Coney, but I forgot we got Carvana. Let's see here. Where were we at? So we got AMD, we got Carvana, we got this one, and we got our two weeklies. So it's going to be more than what I anticipated, but that's great. All right, but anyway, that will give us enough buffer to withdraw that out and pay this off. All right, and so that will free up about I think maybe $95 a month in interest, give or take. It could be 80 to 90 something dollars in interest. And of course, then we take that monthly payment of about $150, I believe, and add it to the next lowest bill here, probably this one or this one. And then next month, when we get paid with Coney, and if Coney's still doing well, we'll do the same thing. We'll tackle one of these, right? So one tail of these. I will actually probably like to hit this one or that one, but we'll see. We'll make a call when that time's come a month from now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to set up a new interest total, a combined for the year, but um, I want to show you where my interest is now, and then starting July the 1st, um, which will be a new 6 months, and see how I'm paying less interest over the course of the next 6 months with me paying this down. All right. And if I can free up like one of these, and hopefully I'll be able to use this as a balance transfer to pay this and get it at what, anywhere from 10 to 18 months free interest for a period of time. So that'll save me some money, only paying maybe $300 in a transfer fee or something like that. All right. So as I say, I haven't withdrew any money from a Robinhood account, but we anticipating the 27th to withdraw some money over here, to withdraw some money, and we haven't added anything. If we add anything, no, won't be adding anything that I can tell. All right. And this is my total dividends for Coney since I've been investing Coney, and this is my total dividends for Misty since I've been investing. We got 52,000 more to go to break even, and $1,800 in Misty to break even. All right, but in my Snowball analytics, it's saying that we're in profit because it's saying saying I'll show you when I get there. How about that? All right, so that it completes the Excel spreadsheet. So that's where we're headed next. All right, so Divi Tracker. We got this one for a few more months. No, one more month before it's up for renewal. And we had said that we were not going to renew, and that still may be the case. I think I can still keep it, but it would be for just one profile. I wouldn't be able to combine Robinhood and Charles Schwab as multiple accounts. It could only be one account and do it free, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, right? All right, so here it is. It's showing my total dividend for last week, which is going to get paid today, $785.11. So you can see my yep, there we go. All right. And see Platy, they're showing the dividends there. Morrow 121. As you saw earlier when I just pulled it up. Why am I showing you again? All right, let's go to Snowball analysis. All right, you can see my total shares, um, cost basis, current value. All right, saying total dividend received, what I showed you in my spreadsheet as well. Account is down 23,000. So when you say 43 minus 23, that leaves you 20,069. So that's where they're getting that total profit. They're saying, okay, you received 42,000 in dividends, but the value account is down 23. So you have 20,000 in total profit. So that's how they look at that. And that's what I was saying earlier. Same thing with Misty. 18,000. We're down just over almost 5,000. We had some positive profit and losses, and we have total profit of 15,000, even though I'm down $4,800 in the account, right? Platy, we have a cost basis of 14,631. All right, current value is at 14,183. So with that's only a difference of $448. We receive over $1,400 in dividends. So you subtract this 448, and that leaves this 13, if I'm not mistaken. And it's 13 because you got to add this right here, because I did sell some Play at one point in time by mistake, and I actually sold it in profit. So that's what that is. Palantir, you can see here, 6,300 shares, 55 shares. Cost basis $6,300. Current value, we're actually up in this account. All right, no dividends because I don't think this pays any dividends. All right, so capital gain is 1189. Realized profit because we sold some just like this by mistake. So we're at 1276 in total profit. SMCY cost basis 38.68. All right. So we're actually up in this account. And is that right? Current value, so we're down because that's the cost basis. So we're down about almost $800. But we received 23.66 in dividends. So you subtract the 774. We sold at a negative. We sold some SMCY, I believe, doing margin call or something, or either I did it for something. But anyway, we stand total profit $930. Let's get down here. You can see OT. Um, OT cost basis is 38.65. Current value is at 25.11. And OT, we have over $1,800 in dividends. Account value is down 13. We sold some at a loss, and so therefore our total profit is at a negative 906. All right. All right. A few more of these, and then we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna do AMD. Our AMD cost base is 2740. All right. Current value is 2726. So that's almost breaking even there. We received over $3,300 in dividends. We're only down $13.87, what it's saying, and we sold some positive. So we're actually pretty much on house money when it comes to AMD. Even though my people, even though our average cost is at 1514, right? And the price is at 792. But because I haven't purchased any and just been riding with it, it is saying that we are in total profit pretty much with that. Even though now, oh, I gotta correct something because it's saying the cost per share is 804, so something ain't right there. 804, and we saw 15 back there, right? So something isn't setting right. I gotta figure that out. I know I saw in my Yahoo that it was showing a different price. I got to go back and fix that. All right, let's get to the total thing. All right, so total shares, we have 18,028. We have a cost basis of 156,251. Our current value is at 124,936. Total dividends received 70,239. And if you add the Charles Schwab, I think it's another 10,000. So I think it stands at actually about 80,000. All right. So total profit is at 39,623. So you got 70,000 minus the 31 in negative plus the positive 699 gives us this here. All right. All right. We mentioned this earlier. All right. So let's get to the Q&A and get out of here. How about that? All right. Let's hit last week's. Do we do that already? Mm-mm-mm. All right. All right. Last week's Q&A. Let's see here. This individual said, "Loving your videos. Hopefully things for your mom gets better and she starts living an easier life. Thank you. I hope the videos are informative. Thank you for the well wishes for my mom." So that was 3 days ago. Okay, so these are fairly new. I thought we covered these. But anyway, let's read a few of them and see if that's the case. Because it's in 4 days ago. All right. My mid Royce brother says, "First, I pray for your mom and for you, my brother." He says, "I'm still buying more Tesla and Coney Misty in a small position in IMRA." Yep, he's definitely the one who put me on. I'm definitely keeping an eye on that. He says, "Every time I get some extra cash, I am trying to get to the financial independence one day. Thank you for your help and information and videos. Have a blessed day." I said, thank you. every prayer. Thank you for every prayer offered up as a blessing. Seeing Coney run up the other day, I wish I had went ahead and pulled the trigger when it was at 775. Cost it ran up to 875, and now it's almost at $9. So now the choo-choo go by. All right, so but I decided to wait until the EX day as a buying opportunity. I'm keeping my eye on those two that you mentioned, IMRA and IMIS, to see the next dividend payout. So if Coney pays out maybe $1, a little bit more, then that will be a buying opportunity. And I'm either going to go ahead and get that 2K or a portion of that, maybe 1,000 or 500 shares. So we'll see, maybe 1,500 or 1,000, and then every month adding 250 shares until I get to the till I get to the 10K. Trevor said, making money to pay debt, that sucks. Best of luck to you. I said, thank you for dropping by and watching. So currently I'm estimated to be making around 8,000 a month. Currently, according to Snowball Analytics. And yes, I'm using this to pay down debt, but I'm using it to retire early and to generate generational wealth. This is just the early stages. Stay tuned. Question: why don't you start using dividends to pay down your debt? Anthony replied, he will eventually, I'm assuming, and he's right. I said, hi, thank you for stopping by. That process should start June the 27th of this month or the 1st of July. I'll be started paying down debt. And I says, you are correct. I will start the process of paying down debt within the next couple of weeks. This individual said, OTP is key for maintaining your own wealth. I said, although I'm not at the point in using it to invest, zero credit card, keep more of my money in the market, earning crazy money. I said, do you mean OPM, other people's money? If yes, it's a very fast way to generate cash flow. If not, what is OTP? He replied, that is correct, sir. OPM, other people's money. Media says, if you haven't already downloaded OpenAI GPT, screenshot your first page and then your total invested page. Then ask for an actionable step forward. You may or may not like what it finds. You may or may not like what it finds. You may or may not find it insightful. Sorry about that. Appreciate you for enlightening me to YieldMax, though. Brought 185 shares of Coney at $8 with no margin and small bucks, but buying. We'll load up at 750 or under. We may not get that, but if you set limit orders and be patient, it eventually might come back down there, because it ain't climbed too far. I said, yes, I just started using ChatGPT the last couple of weeks on my mobile device, and I have the website pulled up on my desktop, and I was going to use it for this video last week, but due to time, I didn't. So hopefully I'll use it in next week's video, and I'll try to figure out how to use a screenshot with the above things you were talking about when I get some time. Congratulations on making an investment for your future with Coney. I was looking at it today at 785, and I was wanting to pull the trigger, but I was going to wait until the EX date because how my account is setting up right now with margin. Hopefully the price is still around $8-ish, and I'll see how things are in a week and a half, and I might just get me some more and bring down my average cost. He said the AI hype is real. Play around with it and you'll see. Use it but don't entirely depend on it. Like the calculator, you can get what you want out of it, what you put in it. You can get out what you put in. It's all about the questions you ask. You make the final human decision, if that makes sense. Yes, sir. Copy, copy, copy. This individual said, I would never borrow money to invest. This individual said, same. I've seen a few people getting cooked, but some people make it work though. Scares me honestly, even if it's $1,000. He says, I'm with you. Prime time fighting with the Rob G says, if you borrow with a low interest rate and invest wisely, such as these high yields ETF, borrowing is a way to make money off others people's money. The banks do it all the time. He's correct. Got 5 likes. That's how you stay poor. Sharing success, familiar individual here. He said, once one has the knowledge to invest margin correctly, it drastically lowers the time needed to become financial free. I agree with you, brother. He's got 5 likes there. Gotten a lotta says, money, scared money don't make no money. Brother speaking facts. Scared money don't make no money. Coworker of mine told me that. Scared money don't make no money. And you got to make calculated risk, but not foolish risk. Uh, so I replied back to everyone, and I was showing an example from ChatGPT about if you borrowed 50K at this interest, and it was paying this at an average amount, about what you would get here, about $6,200 a month. And if you was going to pay it off, taking the dividends and paying it off, it would take you about 3 months, and that's pretty fast for 50K. All right. Turkey said, I agree with you using leverage to invest. 250 a month is a huge stretch at this point. You'll be lucky to get $1.50 now. August and September payments, I feel we'll see the increase due to BTC volatility. I agree. I agree. Especially way Misty's being, it'd be lucky as if $1. This could be Misty's lowest payment that's about to come up here. If what's the day? This week. So yeah, so by this Friday, if Misty doesn't make any upward movement, maybe the lowest payment we see in Misty. I think the lowest I've seen is what, 133. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, Bridget Robinson says it's very, not very. It's very. All right, very. That's what I've been saying. It vary. I'm not saying it correctly. I have a speech problem, y'all. But anyway, she's right. This means let's see here. How did I put it? But anyway, y'all know what she's talking about. I know what she's talking about. I said thank you. You're correct. Let's see here. This individual said so much taxes would you? How much taxes would you pay from Nvidia? And I said I don't know, but you probably can put back 20% and be good. So you just save the dividends from January, February, March of the next year to pay your taxes. Not a big deal, I don't think. Alan. Alan says, thanks for the review, man. Next week, Pony. Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it. I said, you're welcome. Let's see if we can get 75 to 85 cents on Coney. So, yeah, if I get that, I think I'll be pretty happy. If more than 75, I'm going to be happy with anything more than 75. Because we know at 75, I'm looking at 6K, right? All right, so that's all of that. Let's look at the shorts. Let's see here. It's more than, all right, so Sandra says, I worry they are paying me my own money slowly. And I said, some people do see it that way, and I guess it depends on when you got in and how you look at it. I'm looking at total return in the long run, but I understand what he's saying. Now I've heard some other people saying, so basically you put 20K in there, and then the value, the NAV erosion goes down, so they're paying you money, basically just paying you back the money that they got. I get it. I don't look at it like that. I just don't. Some people do, but I understand what they're saying. All right. All right. So 2632 says, I have 42K. What would you recommend? All in Misty? I said, being that I'm not a financial advisor, I cannot advise you to do that. You have to find a reason why you want to put your money into Misty or Coney or any other ETF and know how it's going to move. Don't do it because someone else does it. It may not work out for you. This individual said, what's that? Gaggle, I'm not sure. It says these covered ETFs all look like in the long term. These covered call ETFs all look alike in the long term. They will be suckers, bats. You're hoping for those dividends to keep going up, but the underlying ETF you're buying keeps going down. Losing too much money and you're using too much margin. Hate to see what this is going to look like next year when you do your taxes. I said, thank you. Right now, I don't see it being a problem for me getting about 8,200 a month. I'll just use that come around to pay taxes, save up for the first 3 months of the year, pay taxes. These ETFs are fairly new. They haven't been around. Some of us, they haven't been around like some of the traditional ones. I will just milk that cow until she runs out. Money Me says, keep up the good work. Thank you, bro. Kelly says, I'm about to sell out of my Coney. Too much NAV erosion. How big of a loss will you be taking when selling your Coney? I didn't get a reply from him. Maybe he did here. It says, about to put another 10K into PLTW. It brings it to 25K. I think he said he's um all right. Coney is killing me. Coney is killing me. Everything else looks good. So he's having a bad problem with Coney. Get that money, my boss. I'm trying, Doc. I'm trying. Fingers crossed. Let's go. Yeah. So right now I'm in the Coney. Y'all see it's my biggest position in these ETFs. Of course, when I got back in, we're talking what months ago. And excuse me, months ago, and so a lot of the options that they have out there now to choose from. When I got into Coney, a lot of these wasn't available. Sort of like Tesla and OARC were some of the newer ones. So people are like, well, well, that's all they had at the time. And that's what I went with. So, but I'm looking for good things to happen with Coney. I don't know that for a fact, right? But I'm anticipating. So I got in probably with and getting around the 20s. Then I got it down to 18. Brought the average cost down to 17. Now it's at 11 something. The plan is 10,000 shares, bringing down my average cost. As long as the average cost, the price of the ETF is lower than my average cost, I definitely want to buy in that and bring it down. So that if it should someday run up and 2x, I can sell half of it for profit and still have dividends coming in. All right, I think that's all of that, right? Did I hit that one? All right, here we go. Live USA says, I can't see my Coney pending in history. I says, you won't see Coney pending in history. Coney doesn't pay until this week. The announcement will be made Wednesday, and the payout will be the 27th for Group C. For Group B, like play tomorrow, if you own any of those in Group B, you should see your pending in history in Robinhood, and you'll get your payment on Monday. Gamer says, I just used this ETF for dividends. And I'm assuming he's saying, yeah, I buy these. I'm not looking at the price going up and down. I'm just here to collect dividends, the monthly income. All right. Let's see here. Who is this? Challenging? Challenger? Or I can't make out that name. But he says, quick question for you. Usually dividends pay on Friday evening with Robinhood. I still haven't got my dividends payout. Same with you. Do you know why? I said, yes, that's correct. They normally pay on Friday, but of the holiday on June the 19th and the stock market being closed, they will pay out on Monday. You should be able to see it pending in your account right now if you go check, but it won't pay out until Monday. He says, thank you. So, yes, thank you so much. And the other guy says, crazy. I can't see my dividends pending in history, but it's like 2 to 3 weeks ago. I hope they will pay me Coney. Yes, you will get your Coney next week. He said again, I can't see my Coney dividends when I open my history and I bought to. Oh, I think I know what he's saying. Okay, I see what he's saying. All right, so it's likely he said 2 or 3 weeks ago. That means um he bought after it's likely he bought so the week. Now let's get it. L-I-K like L-I-K-E-Y. I ain't doing this right, people. All right, so that's right. I get what you're saying now. So you bought Coney the last time during that week that they got paid, but it's likely you bought it after Wednesday on the EX day, or you bought them that Friday. You would have had to purchase Coney the last time they paid out that week. You would have had to buy it on that Wednesday before 4 p.m. before the market closed. So that means you've been holding it for 3 weeks um, anticipating to getting paid, and you bought it after the declaration date, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so Gold says, love the videos. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Buy SSS. This is great. What's your total return? And I think I got him the correct information there. All right. Ricardo said you still got a lot of unused margin on the table. It could be making a lot of money. And I agree with you. But the early part of this video, if you see that buffer, um, so even though it's 52, yes, we could go shopping with it. Being that I'm going to withdraw money out, start paying debt, this buffer's got to be at a certain amount in order for me to withdraw money. So that's the reason why I'm not going to just go out and just really drop some boatload. And I would love to, but I got to pay down this debt. Um, all right, where were we? All right, I think that's it. Do we have any posts this week? Let's see. June 18th. I think that was past. We didn't do oh, because we didn't have been. All right, that's it. All right. Thank you all for dropping by, watching this video from YieldMax Mindset. I believe this is week 42. And that means we're 10 weeks away for our 1 year anniversary, which should be September the 2nd, for when I posted my first video. And I'll try to get some stuff together so that we can go back and have a year review of my portfolio, mainly probably some screenshots, showing the progress and seeing what we've done, what we've learned and how we progress in 52 weeks. All right. So this is your Max Mindset. Look forward to getting paid out today, Monday, and let's get paid again on Friday. So let's keep getting it, gang. Let's keep getting it. All righty, I'm out. God bless you all.